What's going on, guys? It's GBP baby. Welcome back to another video. I hope everybody's doing well, and hopefully you've watched yesterday's video. If not, definitely go check it out. And yeah, let's dive straight into things. So as you know, based off yesterday's video, my overall bias for like the month as a whole and just my higher time frame analysis is for price to be reaching down into this fair value gap. And then if you watch yesterday's video, I anticipate price to want to continue to trade up to this weekly trading range midpoint. Now I am still very wary of how price delivered today. You can see we had a massive down day on Monday, and I do believe that tomorrow is going to be quite consolidated. So although we've had this massive down day, I think it'd be quite silly of us if we were to start chasing price and assuming that price is going to just start running straight for our discounted target. But based off this, I'm going to be drawing out a few things which are catching my attention. So let's go back to the weekly real quick. And firstly, it's this wick right here and the fact that we're trading inside of it. So if I just draw this range out completely on the wick, you can see that we haven't quite reached that 50% level of it, which is what we call consequent encroachment. So I'm looking for price to trade down into that. So I want to see if it can tap that, and then once it trades to that, then I'll be looking very closely to see how it reacts, because especially considering that there's no high impact news tomorrow, I'd be very surprised if price managed to trade through it. As in tomorrow, I'm expecting quite a lot of consolidation. I'm not expecting too much, and we might find that price actually retraces. So I'm paying very close attention to this level right here. And although my target is down here, you know, the fact we still haven't made a high of the week, and you know, I explained everything in yesterday's video as to why I want to see price start trading up into this premium. We anticipate that March is to trade higher before it trades lower. So let's go to the daily. We'll take a closer look. And you'll see we've just traded down into this volume imbalance right here, which is nice to see, and we've just traded back out of it. But again, I'm happy for price to play around here. I'm not really too concerned, but this midpoint is mainly what I'm watching. And also this down close candle is a bullish order block, since it's the last down close candle before this move up. We are currently trading inside of that, so that is something else for us to consider. Let's go down to the 4 hour. And you can see how price got stopped dead in its tracks in the volume imbalance, and you can see how it's going to continue to play around. So although we have relatively equal lows down here, the way we've stopped so suddenly here, and this is the 25% level, by the way, of this wick from the weekly, you can see how price and volume is you know, respecting it to an extent. So moving into the new day, into Tuesday, I'm expecting us to, you know, start to retrace back into our range and maybe start pulling back into the premium. Especially looking at how heavy this consolidation is, a lot of back and forth price action. There's not really any need for price to trade through it, and as far as I'm concerned, if it was going to do it, it would have done it today. Like, it would have just kept running. But it looks like it's going to struggle, especially with how suddenly it stopped, the place it stopped, and how much support we're seeing. You know, how much volume we're finding closing above it is what I'm saying. But let's go down to the 1 hour, take a closer look. And here is another example. We traded into it, and look at these three up close 1 hour candles trading up, filling another fair value gap, and we came back down to it again, and we're finding support. So again, moving into that new day, yes, we might dip down lower, but this 50% level is the lowest I'm willing to let price go. Any lower than that, I will be suspicious, but I doubt it's going to be able to get any lower than that. And then if anything, I want to see us start to pull back into our range. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm not expecting us to start rallying back into the range, otherwise I think that would be crazy. But I wouldn't be surprised if we saw some quite high resistance movement back inside of the range, especially with Tuesday not having any high impact news. Another thing I could bring our attention to is let's see, where was I? I was looking at something. You see here, there's kind of a breaker going on in terms of volume. So we've got a low, high, low, low, and then we've kind of expanded away. Now, yes, there's this wick that took out these lows, but I'm looking at this up close candle, these up close candles specifically, and you can see how that levels nicely with that midpoint. That's another reason if price is going to come down there, I'd expect it to find support. But this is all assuming we keep bouncing off it, because you can see we traded into it here, we got a reaction here, got a reaction here, got a reaction here, got a reaction. So, you know, price is being held here for a reason, and that's why moving into Tuesday I want to see us retrace. And then still my bias of wanting to see price reach this midpoint up here is still a possibility for me. So yeah, that's pretty much my bias on dollar. I hope that all makes sense. Definitely go watch yesterday's video, things will make a bit more sense. But generally speaking, as beautiful as these relative equal lows are, I don't think that price is going to run for them just now. I think it'll be very odd if it done that, especially with non-farm payroll at the end of the week. I wouldn't be surprised if this is just manipulation, you know, helping them engineer some liquidity, and then we start flinging price back, and then maybe come for it later in the week or moving into the latter parts of March. So let's head on to GBP USD. And similarly, you can see that GBP is aggressively traded higher, taking out the previous week's high, and we're starting to work towards this rejection block level right here. So this is a rejection block level. Why is it rejection block level? Because this candle wick traded into it, and then what happened? Price delivered aggressively to the downside. So if price does manage to trade up to that, I'd expect it to find resistance and be able to turn around within it. So similarly to dollar, with my expectation that with my expectation that I'm happy for us to tap into that 50% level, it's similar on pound. I'm happy for it to trade up above this rejection block level. But then once it gets there, I'm looking and anticipating that price can pull back on itself once it gets there. So let's go down to the daily, and you can see that large up close candle we got on Monday, completely running out the level which I wanted to see get open. In yesterday's video, I said I want to see this left open. Did it get left open? No. So what does that mean? We're probably going to keep rallying a little bit. Where to? Again, this is a rejection block level on a weekly level, but here it's a bullish order block level where these two up close candles right here. So again, that's another reason as to why I'd anticipate price to potentially tap into that, and then I want to see a strong reaction and start seeing us pull back into the range. But remember, there is only high impact news on GBP and Euro next week, tomorrow. No, only Euro has high impact news tomorrow. So yeah, so I am still paying attention to this, but I'm not going to talk about it yet, because, you know, this isn't really in my line of sight, but it is suggesting that, you know, there's a level of support there and that price should be able to keep rallying. It's just that I don't think we have the energy to be reaching right for our premium target just yet, if that makes sense. So yeah, it seems like I reckon they're going to hold it in consolidation a bit longer. But let's go to the 4 hour, and you can see that beautiful expansion to the upside. Not really much more going on here. Let's go 1 hour. Yeah, I just think basically overall, I just think we're going to titter our way up, high resistance, tap into it, and then I'd like to think that we can witness a potential reversal in line with dollar, dropping lower into the levels which I've already drawn our attention to, and then potentially get a nice reversal and start climbing back inside of its range. So yeah, not really much not really much specifics right now, but overall, I'm under the pretense that, you know, any higher and prices is going to get too tired, too worn out, and then we'll probably just turn at that point. So yeah, that's everything on pound. Not really much more to say there. Let's go to euro, and similarly again, euro massive up close candle, and we've not managed to take out these highs yet. And if you remember in yesterday's video, I was saying how I'm looking for these highs to get round eventually because they're just too smooth to be true. So let's go to the daily, see if we can find anything. And similarly, we have some more rejection block levels such as here, and then obviously all these wicks. Now we could easily, especially on the back of all this high impact news, very well just run these highs. But again, I don't believe that price is going to have it in it, especially with the lack of high impact news on dollar. I feel like it's going to be quite a closed range day. Yes, maybe we'll wick up into here. I'm happy for us to trade up into there, but I'm not expecting much at all. Let's go to the 4 hour. There's a bearish order block up here that price may want to tap into, and then again on the back of that, I'm anticipating a reversal to start pulling back into its range, and then we can start thinking about the discount PD arrays I was talking about originally. So yeah, overall, tomorrow I'm looking for us to rally, maybe early hours, maybe London, and then later on in the day I'd like to think that we could reverse and start to pull back. And then once we get that pullback, that would then lead me into Wednesday and Thursday with the expectation that we can keep dropping, and then maybe on the back of non-farm payroll we can start looking back at our original higher time frame PD arrays. It's just that right now you can see they're obviously throwing us into some kind of manipulation, and I don't want to get caught up in chasing price thinking, oh, it's going up so it must be going to our PD array. That's probably not what's going to be happening. So yeah, that's going to be everything, guys. I hope that will make sense. Don't forget to drop a like, drop a comment, smash subscribe, join the mailing list, join me over on Discord, turn on post notifications. You know the drill. And yeah, I'll catch you guys tomorrow. Peace.